Hey, dinner?
Yeah, Rembrandt, where are you off to this time?
I'm going to the Tanami.
No worries, we'll get you there.
Reckon I'll be walking a lot of the way though. This railway, Australian National, thinks this train is going to the Tanami Desert. Do you know the Tanami? It's that big red dry bit on the map of Australia about there. Now there's something they ought to know, but I guess they don't. I do, because I've been there a few times. It's a beautiful spot for artists. You've never seen such colours. But what it hasn't got is a railway.
Question is, do I tell them now or wait to get up to the Alice? Let them find out for themselves that the rails stop there. I'll go along for the ride.
Seems an awful waste to let them go the whole way to the Alice. It takes about 24 hours to get there, just about right at the centre of Australia. The Tanami is a lot further than that. Must be about 500 kilometres. You go north from Alice Springs on the road to Katherine, turn left at Ross River, and head northwest, past Mount Everett, Hamilton Downs, Noatuma, Mount Wedge, Napaby, Yuendamu and Mount Doreen. Then there's Chilla Well. Wonder if they called it after that royal fella in England, Prince Chilla. Then there's the granites, and you're on the Tanami. Nothing much there though. There'll be some disappointed people. Cranky too, I reckon, when the railways tell them they've made a mistake and somebody's going to have to come into the Alice and pick up all this freight. There's petrol on this train too, and month's supplies of diesel. There's bits of a house for a station, and a windmill in pieces like a Meccano set. And it's all going to be stuck at the Alice where the rails end. Mind you, it struck me as being a pretty funny sort of a train back in Adelaide when they were putting it together. They brought along these semi-trailers and parked them near a section of flat track. The prime mover just left them there and went off to work somewhere else, I suppose. The only railway thing in sight were these yellow bogies that looked like they were spare parts for something. Then a very strange procedure started. This little tow truck number came along, fastened onto the trailer and moved it to the railway tracks and lined it up with one of the bogies. A bit of pushing and shoving, couldn't have taken more than a couple of minutes, and the trailer lifts itself up and plonks itself down on top of the bogie. Then the real trick, it hoisted up its road wheels, all dozen of them, about a foot off the track. I reckon the whole thing took about 3 minutes, and these two jokers, one of them doubling as a tow truck driver, did it without any cranes or jacks. The trailer and the railway bogie damn near did it all by themselves. Then the towie went off to get another trailer and the whole thing happened again. They hook the trailers together with a sort of hitching arrangement, not at all like a railway coupler, that seemed to make the whole train of wagons into a one-piece unit. I was talking to the towie later, and he reckons it's all part of a super smooth ride these trains have. The trailers are on airbags. That's how they do the trick of lifting themselves up by their bootstraps. And the airbags are part of the suspension system. The bogies have got their own springs, plus a rubber cushioning arrangement, and the whole shebang is the smoothest thing on rails. Or wheels. Or rails. And there's another cunning stunt. They hook them up so close together, about a foot apart, that the doors of these pantecticons are just unopenable. No one else can get at them in transit. So put all this together and you've got soft, safe and secure transport for valuables and stealables and the superdelegates. Computers, for example. But they don't need to ship many computers up the Tanami. They want their windmills, their diesel, their tucker. And when it's stuck at Alice Springs, because that's as far as the tracks go, what about all this smart stuff then, eh? Do either of you gents know where a bloke might hitch a ride to the Tanami?
Oh, it's right over there somewhere, mate.
Thanks. End of the line, eh?
No, mate.
Call me Rembrandt, everyone else does.
What do they call you that for?
What?
What do they call you that for?
Rembrandt.
Rembrandt? Who's he?
Thanks, mate. See you on the way back.
What?
I said I'll see you on the way back.
Yeah.
Well, as I could have told them, there are no rail tracks to the Tanami. But trains like that, these Roadrailers, can go far beyond the end of the line. In fact, to them, there is no end of the line. They effectively extend the national coverage of rail transport to wherever there are roads. Now, if Australian National can bring a train, well, a rail vehicle or a string of them, out here to the Tanami Desert, imagine what they can do with interstate, intercity traffic on the main rail corridors. They can revolutionise rail transport, nothing less than revolutionise it. Given access to main rail corridors, Roadrailer will bring a new meaning to integrated transport. Road and rail, each doing what it does best. Road pickup and delivery, and the incomparable efficiency and economy of rail for the long hauls in between. Roadrail is working all over the world. The idea originated in the United States, and the rights to operate the system in Australia were bought by Australian National, along with marketing rights and licensing to build the trailers here, drawing on the experience of the biggest and best trailer builders in the country. Economies of scale will reduce the cost of the specially constructed Roadrailer trailers to a level comparable with standard road trailers, given the higher quality, greater strength and improved suspension built into the Roadrailer designs. Australian National won't own the trailer fleet. Companies using the system will buy or lease trailers built to suit their own needs. There's quite a variety. Dry pantechnicons, refrigerators, curtain siders, flatbeds, fuel tankers, skeletals for containers, and tippers for anything from ore to bulk grain. And the system is so flexible that trailers can be built or modified for almost any traffic. The one measure of efficiency today's freight forwarders accept is the time elapsed between the load cut-off at point of origin and cargo availability at destination. High transit speeds are part of the equation, but are wasted if there are delays in loading or unloading, or congestion in terminals, or failures of handling equipment. A Roadrailer port, through its simplicity, can guarantee no delays. Australian National plans to operate Roadrailer trains on all main corridors, and the service is planned to extend from Cairns to Perth. Complete trains of Roadrailer trailers from 30 to 70 vehicles long are predicted. Each train will take off the long-haul highways a corresponding number of semi-trailer trucks, with immediate benefits to road safety and long-term savings in road maintenance. Smaller groups of Roadrailer trailers can be attached to the rear of conventional fast freight trains using a hitching device locked to a conventional freight wagon. Roadrailer reduces by more than half the tare weight of a train. That means double the fuel efficiency. Smaller locomotives can be used with more fuel savings. Railways already get 3 times the work from a litre of diesel fuel compared with road trucks. Roadrailer can further improve that, and very soon now, such sums are going to be part of the national transport equation. Australian National Roadrailer calculates that its regular integrated services will win for rail transport increased traffic of 250,000 tonnes a year, worth $70 million. Much of this will be new business, captured for rail as a direct result of Roadrailer initiatives. The Roadrailer operation has the same approach to business as its parent, Australian National, whose purposes are customer service and bottom-line financial results. With Roadrailer tried, proved and ready to roll, Australian National will step up its challenge to the tyranny of distance. The railhead's just been moved 500 kilometres out into the Tanami. And this is just one place that's never had a railway before. What Australian National's Roadrailer's doing is redrawing the railway map of Australia. So you could look at any road map and see it as a railway map as well. Because Roadrailer brings the colossal advantages of rail transport to wherever there's a road. There's hardly anywhere now that's really out of reach of a railway. Think what that could mean to country cities and little towns all over Australia. Fuel to Renmark, rail it in a Roadrailer tanker. Fresh food to Roxby Downs by Roadrailer freezer. Beer to Broome. Broome's just got a railway link. So is Echuca, Coolangatta, Tennant Creek and Katherine. Nelson Bay, Tweed Heads, Port Edlin, Carnarvon, the whole south coast of New South Wales. Says there's no tracks to the Tanami. Suppose I did, really. But it just goes to show you, you don't have to have tracks everywhere these trains run. Roadrailer. Here comes the transport revolution.
How'd you go, mate?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, I did some drawings there. Yeah, I did a few drawings.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I think I must be going a bit proper. I ran into a film crew.
What?
The film crew. I keep thinking I can see a film crew.
What, down here?
I just kept talking about the Australian National Roadrailer.